functions, explore, and investigate, all wrapped into one lesson. At the conclusion of this lesson, you will be able to use appropriate vocabulary to describe the declaring and calling of functions. You'll be able to trace the flow of execution in programs that declare and call functions. And you'll be able to describe the way a function call interrupts the normal flow of execution within a program. Now, what you need to do is you need to look at the song lyrics and think about, in style 1, what line of the song do you sing after line 9? What about in style 2? Style 2 uses fewer lines to write. Are there fewer lyrics to sing? And what are the benefits of writing a song in style 2? So, at this point, you want to pause the video and take a look at the song lyrics. Oh, you don't have the song lyrics? Remember, there's a link both in the Unit 4 Lesson 9 in code.org and in your Canvas course. So just click on it. There's no reason to print it off. You're just looking at these song lyrics right now. So pause the video. Take about 2-3 minutes to answer these questions for yourself. Okay, so now if you looked at it, I want you to notice that the second song is written in a style that we're going to use to write some of our programs. In fact, we're going to start off by looking at a program that sings this exact song. Now, I can't sing, so I'm not going to even try. But notice after line 9, over here, it goes into, so wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older, all this time I was finding myself and I didn't know I was lost. And then you sing it again. So from lines 10 to 18, you're writing this chorus. Over here, line 10, line 12, by the time you're on 18, oh my goodness, you've already done half of another lyric in style 2. Style 2 calls out to go to the chorus and it lists the chorus. Notice that it saves 3 lines of code. And I say 3 lines of code because when you see sing chorus, that would have to be a call to chorus. The chorus itself is 4 lines. So 1 line, to have a function that's only 1 line long doesn't make sense. But here, sing chorus, every time I have to sing the chorus, I save 3 lines of code. And thus, style 2 was a shorter program. It was also nice because you knew the chorus was repeating. Now, in functions explore and investigate, you need to go to Unit 4, Lesson 9, and navigate to Level 2 on Code Studio. And you're going to see something like this, which you should notice is the songs, okay? So again, Lesson 9, Level 2. Now this level is a continuation of the Explore activity that we did as the initial warm-up in this lesson. You should watch the code run slowly to see how the code that is running will jump down to the bottom of the program, the function declaration, when the name of the function is used. So what you want to do is you want to take your little turtle guy, your little speed slider, and slide him to turtle. Not so it takes too long, but so that you can see it go bump, 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 bump. And when it says chorus, okay, up here, when it says sing chorus, right here, you're going to notice it jumps all the way to the bottom of your code, and then it's going to come back up. So take a minute or two and just observe this. Great. Now, this concept that you will explore is called a function. We're going to watch a short video that explains it in more detail. At this point, you'll need to pause this video and watch the code.org video on exploring functions, okay? It's in JavaScript, we call them functions. The generic term is procedure. So this particular video, and class will watch it at this point. Right now, pause the video, and either in code.org or in Canvas, there is a link to this video. Pause this video, go watch that video. All right, now the most important takeaways are that functions are declared in your program in order to give a group of commands a name. It tells you what that group of commands are doing. Functions are called to run those commands. A function is only declared once, but is called as many times as you wish. Now, Moving on to level 4, because the video was level 3. On what lines is the update screen functions being called? On what line or lines is the update screen function being called? How does the update screen function to make this program easier to write and understand? Again, go and run the code, slow it down, watch what it's doing. Okay, you're back. The function is declared on line 23, but it's called 3 times on line 6, 12, and 19. This way of writing the program makes the code in each of the buttons much simpler to read. It removes repeated code that happens over and over and over again, and it gives it a name that basically says what you're doing. Walk. Walking is an action. It's got some complicated movements, believe it or not. But if you say walk, you don't have to describe. I put one foot in front of the other at a pace of approximately 4 or 5 miles per hour. You don't have to do that. Walk. Function allows you to remove repeated code and give it a name. Give that block of code a name. Makes it easier for programmers to understand what's going on. Also makes it easier to write, because once you debug that one little piece of code, it's good. It works. You don't have to worry about making a typo in it afterwards. You just keep calling it. Now, what I'd like for you to do is modify the program as instructed in level 4. All the modifications should be made from within the function. Afterwards, call out the following point. Actually, I'm calling out these points. If you change the function, you can use those changes every place the function is called. These changes make it easier to debug your program since you are not writing redundant code. You only need to rewrite and debug the code once, which is what I just previously made reference to. Okay, continuing on. And by the way, take about 10 minutes to make those modifications. And you want to take the time to make the modifications because you need the practice. Eventually, you're going to have to do all of this from scratch on your own. So now that you're done with level 4, let's progress right on to level 5. How does the newly added update screen function help keep your code better organized or reduce the amount of repeated code? What are the benefits? Well, it keeps it organized because you call out major steps. The details of how those steps are created or how those steps work, you don't care. You just know you're going to do these big steps. And then it reduces the amount of repeated code because if it's something that happens over and over and over again in a program, you only have to write it and debug it once, saving time and energy. Now, take about 10 minutes and go through and make the modifications required in level 5. Okay, the update screen pattern. Notice here, I've got a count as 0, update screen. So then it goes down here and it's going to update the screen. If the count, I'm going to set the count label. If it's greater than 20, I'm going to change the text color to green. Then I come back up here and I'm waiting for one of these 2 on events, button, up button or down button. And when it's clicked, I'm either going to add one or subtract one. And then I'm going to come down here so that I can output the count and then check to see if I should turn it green or not. This is updating the screen. I just say update screen and that makes sense. Saves code, makes it simpler to read, easier to debug. Now, you need to know that a function is a named group of programming instructions. It's also referred to as a procedure. Function is what it's called in JavaScript. Procedure is a general name. In Java, you actually call functions methods. So a lot of different names, all referring to the same thing. A function call is a command that executes the code within a function. Next up, you're going to have some practice with functions.